Hi everyone, my name is Maddie and I'll be discussing about the social marketing environment, analysis, scanning, and mapping. When we talk about the environment, it refers to the circumstances, objects, or conditions by which one is surrounded, or the factors or influences that affect growth, health, progress, functioning of someone or something. Same is true with the marketing environment. It encompasses all internal and external factors that influence an organization's decisions and performance. These factors can significantly impact how a company operates, how it markets its products or services, and how it interacts with its customers. So we just have to put that perspective also in social marketing. Typically, the social marketing environment or the marketing environment is divided into two main categories: internal and external. The social marketing environment consists of forces external to the social marketing campaign, but are essential in contributing to its ability to develop and maintain successful influence on its intended adopter. As you can see, this is the environment, and we can see all the forces mentioned in our book, in our module. So let's begin with the demographic forces. This refers to the characteristic and composition of a population that influence social marketing efforts. These factors can impact how messages are designed, which channels are used for communication, and how effective a campaign might be. In the social marketing environment, understanding these demographic forces is critical to targeting the right audience and designing relevant interventions. So we have to consider the age, gender, education, religion, socioeconomic status, and etc. A good example for this is the Bring Your Brave campaign by the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. This was launched in 2015 to provide information about breast cancer to women younger than the age 45. So this campaign tells real stories of young women through videos and podcasts. So you can see there is a specific target for this campaign. The next one is the economic forces or the financial conditions, income levels, economic stability, and overall economic environment that can influence the behavior of the individuals and groups, as well as the effectiveness of the social marketing campaign. We have to understand that the economic forces helps market design campaigns that are sensitive to the economic realities of the target audiences, and in that way we can align with their purchasing power, priorities, and behavioral patterns. I believe that a good example of this is the Grow Great campaign done last year. Let's close the food gap. This campaign champions the proposed double discounting of 10 budget friendly food items. And these foods were chosen because they could provide high nutritional value at the lowest cost, especially for families living below the poverty line. So this encourages manufacturers and retailers to waive the markups of at least one product label off each of the 10 items. And of course, urging the government to support this by agreeing to provide the rebate to retailers and manufacturers, matching the value of their discount on these 10 foods. The next one is the physical forces. In the social marketing environment, these are the tangible environmental and infrastructural factors that can influence the behavior of the individuals and groups. These forces can impact how people access services, products, or engage in specific behaviors, and understanding them is very crucial for developing an effective social marketing strategies. So these are the examples of physical forces: the climate condition, the daily temperatures, level of stress, pollution, availability of local resources. A good example to understand these forces is Alon and Arrow Club, which started by inviting the community to participate in beach cleanups and rewarded those who joined with free surfing lessons. So in March 2021, it was formally launched to promote surfing. and inspire love for the environment among the local children in the fishing village in Cabangan, Zambales. And through mostly self funded projects, the club has impacted more than 80 children and have collected more than 19,000 kilograms of recyclable plastic. So, why is physical forces important? This campaign campaigns like this focused on reducing plastic waste can be influenced by the availability of recycling facilities or the general environmental conditions of the region. In areas with high pollution levels or limited waste management systems, the success of such campaign could be impacted unless there are local facilities to support recycling. Thankfully and luckily for this club, for this organization, they're able to set up a recycling facility for them to accept all the plastics and they're able to recycle all of those things. So, if local communities do not have infrastructure to recycle or manage effectively, then a campaign might focus on encouraging behavioral changes like reducing plastic waste consumption, reusing materials, or supporting environmental policy reforms. Alon and Arrow Club, which started by inviting the community to participate in beach cleanups and rewarded those who joined with free surfing lessons. So in March 2021, it was formally launched to promote surfing and inspire love for the environment among the local children in the fishing village in Cabangan, Zambales. Through mostly self funded projects, the club has impacted more than 80 children and have collected more than 19,000 kilograms of recyclable plastic. So, why is physical forces important? This campaign campaigns like this focused on reducing plastic waste can be influenced by the availability of recycling facilities or the general environmental conditions of the region. In areas with high pollution levels or limited waste management systems, the success of such campaign could be impacted unless there are local facilities to support recycling. Thankfully and luckily for this club, for this organization, they're able to set up a recycling facility for them to accept all the plastics and they're able to recycle all of those things. So, if local communities do not have infrastructure to recycle or manage effectively, then a campaign might focus on encouraging behavioral changes like reducing plastic waste consumption, reusing materials, or supporting environmental policy reforms. The next one is the political forces, which refers to the influence of government policies, regulations, political stability, and the actions of political entities on the social marketing environment. These forces can shape public opinion, influence behavior, and, of course, create opportunities or challenges. Understanding political forces is crucial for social marketers to navigate the legal, regulatory, and institutional landscape that can affect the work or their campaign. One example that I'd like to share is the campaign May 1% Kaba. This project aims to raise awareness about the RA 10524, an act expanding the positions reserved for persons with disabilities. The law mandates that at least 1% of all positions in government agencies, offices, or corporations shall be reserved for a person with disability, provided that the private corporations with more than 100 employees are encouraged to reserve at least 1% of all positions for persons with disability. So, through the medium of documented stories of PWDs in both public and private sector, this project aims to foster an inclusive society by achieving objectives like raising awareness about the Republic Act 10524 through an online media campaign, promote disability inclusion in the workplace, and host a roundtable event involving participating stakeholders as project's culminating activity. The next one is the social cultural forces. This refers to the societal and cultural factors that influence people's values, beliefs, behaviors, and social norms. And this can shape how individuals perceive and respond to marketing messages or campaigns. This can also determine the success or failure of the campaign, and we need to consider these forces when we design campaigns to ensure that they are culturally appropriate, relevant, and effective in fostering behavior change. Campaigns like ending child marriages can be controversial, especially if you are targeting people whose practice is whose practice of child marriage is deeply rooted in their religious beliefs, for example. So it can be so identifying these forces can be a good thing because you know that you have a target audiences, but also can impose challenges. So example of that is the I Don't campaign of the UNFPA, which translated actually locally here in the Philippines for Project Brave, where youth leaders are campaigning against child marriages, especially in Maguindanao. The last one is the technological forces. This refer to the influence of technology and technological advancements on the way social marketing campaigns are developed, delivered, and consumed. It can create new opportunities for reading audiences, can improve communication, and definitely enhance effectiveness of campaigns. Of course, it can also pose challenges if the organizers or marketers fail to keep up with the technological changes and disparities in access to technology among different segments of the population. So, an example of this is the virtual reality road safety education program in Northern Ireland, where they used VR to help reduce death and serious injuries on the road. So this was designed for young drivers and passengers aged 16 to 24. This is a very good example of using technology. On the other hand, if you're trying to do a campaign on AI literacy in a place where there is no stable internet connection, then that can be a challenge. So these are the things that we want to watch out for when we identify the forces, external forces of social marketing environment. So again, that's the forces in social marketing environment, the demographic, economic, physical, political, social, cultural, and technological forces.